Shredder! We are here! Shredder! Face us! Who are these freakish fools? I still do not quite understand why after so long this comes back to haunt me. I killed Yoshi 15 years ago. No matter, my men are in place, and the time is near. I shall finish this business once and for all. Shredder! Do you fear us? I am here. Come down and face your doom!
Ever since TMNT has been made into a comic, there have been misconceptions about the series. From people saying the Mirage comics are completely dark and gritty, while they had a darker elements, they definitely also had a little of absurdity and campiness to them, being a parody and love letter to Frank Miller's comics. But in this video, I want to draw your attention to the original Shredder and why he was so important to TMNT's legacy and his lasting impact on the series. The Mirage Comics origin began 20 years ago in Japan. Splinter, who was Hamato Yoshi's pet rat, mimicked his owner and learned ninjutsu. Hamato Yoshi was a member of the Foot Clan and competed with his rival Oroku Nagi for the love of Tang Shen. Yoshi discovered Nagi beating on Shen one night and killed him. He then fled to New York with Shen to get away from the Foot Clan. Oroku Saki, Nagi's younger brother, vowed revenge on Yoshi for the death of his brother. He trained and became the leader of the Foot Clan and became the Shredder. Saki tracked both Yoshi and Shin to New York and killed them both. In the struggle, Splinter gets freed from his cage and wanders the streets of New York. A TCRI techno-cosmic research industry truck swerves in the street, jarring a canister of ooze loose and flinging out of the truck. It crashes into a fishbowl containing 4 turtles. The owner drops everything into a sewer drain. Splinter follows to collect the turtles, who are covered in ooze, and brings them to safety. Splinter names and trains the turtles. What I would like to mention about Shredder's origin is that he was once a pure and innocent boy. That innocence disappeared as soon as Hamato Yoshi killed Oroku Nagi. That rage manifested itself as hatred and vengeance. It became a wound, and that became a turning point that turned Oroku Saki into a monster. Although his goal is to avenge his brother's death, this boy becomes somewhat like his brother as the years go by. Shredder is a victim, and Oroku Nagi's family mourns his death. This is the beginning of an endless cycle of hatred. This adds nuance and moral ambiguity to Saki's character and shows how one cycle can affect someone. Yoshi defended himself and caused Saki to suffer, which led to his disregard for humanity. He kills Tang Shin and Yoshi. Even after Shredder killed Yoshi, Splinter remained a victim of Saki's torment, which led to his own revenge 15 years later. We essentially have a Splinter who raised the turtles as weapons of revenge, a trait in fiction that is normally reserved for villains and often takes actions or decisions that support his own selfish ends. In the Mirage comics, the turtles, especially the other characters, were never portrayed as good guys. The decision by Eastman and Laird will reinforce our perception of the characters by challenging their beliefs while also allowing them to confront who they really are. And Return to New York was condemning on Splinter and the results of City at War, where his quest for revenge was the indirect catalyst for so much damage and destruction. That story served as a direct commendation of his revenge quest against the Shredder he sets the Turtles on in the first place. His two redeeming qualities is he does deeply care for his family and will do anything to protect them, and his misplaced honor, while warped by some people's standards, was still a sense of honor nevertheless. The early Mirage comics definitely portray him as a more of a cold and calculating sensei, valuing revenge and honor above all else. As the text suggests, the closest thing representing a change in his character arc is the traumatic event he endured during City at War. Many of the stories we see featuring Splinter's post City at War portray him as a kinder and more fatherly figure. Even during his meeting with the Rat King, he was forced to eat his own kind to survive. He was symbolically getting rid of that negative, vengeful energy that fueled him in the past. Shredder is like the Radish in the original TMNT comic. He was set up in the first issue, establishing the character's goals and motives. He is the antithesis of the Turtles, a man who just wants to lead a normal life but can't escape the consequences of his action. He influences the Turtles' existence and gives them depth. He's also a parallel of Splinter, having similar background regarding their fall from grace. Mirage Splinter's moral ambiguity is one of the things that makes him my favorite Splinter. He is an atypical Yoda character, the wise old master with great powers hidden in his frail old body, but Splinter isn't pure. He is a flawed and almost human, yet he is an animal. If you like this take that the Turtles are a true Shinobi assassin clan, then this is a very developed and layered story and compelling portrayal of the character. If, however, you are the one of the crowds who thinks the Turtles only learn ninjutsu techniques and martial arts but also use them to follow a more heroic path, then you will loathe this portrayal. After the Turtles defeat the Foot Clan and injure Shredder, Leo offers Saki a deal to commit seppuku and redeem his honor. Honor is a concept that encompasses a sense of integrity, fairness, and respect. It often involves adherence to moral and ethical principles, as well as fulfilling one's duties and obligations with dignity and honesty. Different cultures and societies may have their own interpretations of honor, but it generally involves a code of conduct that promotes righteousness, courage, and upholding one's word. Honor can be seen as a measurement of one's character and a reputation within a group or community. Leo says he and the Turtles have honor, but he contradicts himself. They have morals, but the Turtles are no better than the Shredder. This panel, which shows how self-centered and great the Turtles' morals are, contrasts with Oroku Saki's view. Shredder tries to kill the Turtles with a grenade. Donatello intervenes using his bow staff to knock Shredder to his impending doom, which ended Oroku Saki's life. The original Shredder does not return or resurrect in the comics. The Turtles' purpose is over until the Shredder clone returns. He then ambushes the Turtles at April's apartment. The clone Shredder is not the same character as the original Shredder. He has all the skills, wisdom, and looks like Saki. Clone Shredder is a ghost from the past, the embodiment of the Foot Clan's obsession with revenge. Instead of leaving Saki's remains alone, he transforms into a weapon, losing all humanity, all morality, and seeking only to cause destruction. In a sense, the Clone Shredder is an agent of chaos. He represents the past and the mistakes the Turtles from the first issue made. It's an endless cycle of hatred between the person who caused the pain and the victim who inflicted the wounds on them. Both characters are held accountable for their actions, and the conflict isn't one-sided. He represents the past and the culmination of the Turtles breaking their own cycle of hatred. Leo learns to face his fate and escape from the Shredder shadow. The Leo versus Clone Shredder fight is one of the most action-packed part of the Return to New York City arc of the original comic. Both characters give it their all without any hesitation. It is a clash between Leo accepting responsibility for his actions while fighting Shredder's copy, while the clone yearns for revenge while regaining what he lost long ago. What makes the Clone Shredder's defeat better as well. It's the Turtles finally breaking their chains, facing off the monsters the Foot created in honor of Oroku Saki. The fight ends when Leo defeats the Clone Shredder and ends his life. The circle of self-perpetuating violence. Eventually, the turtles recognize it and step away from it, but not until a lot of the damage was already done. The turtles don't get redeemed, but accept their past and prevent another cycle between the Foot and Hamano clan, ending the original run of the comic with an optimistic yet bright future for the turtles.